Welcome to Living with Intuition Coffee Chats, your source of real perspectives, insight, and humor from down-to-earth, kick-ass intuitives. Join Lindsay from Super Secret Powers and Andrea from A Soul's Journey with Andrea as we delve into today's coffee chat. Alright, that's taken a while today to go. Alright.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Oh, look, I don't even have to do anything. I feel like they changed this.
Yeah, because it didn't. Usually, the way we look on the computer when we go live changes.
Yeah, it didn't
like do the, yeah, because we're usually like sitting pretty and waiting for it to do its thing, and
that it's like up our noses.
Yeah. No, but it looks good today. Wow. Thank you, Facebook.
Yeah. Do that then.
Yay.
All right.
Cooperating.
So we do not have anything too heavy today, but welcome to Living with Intuition with me, Lindsay Baldessano from Super Secret Powers, and Andrea Dabrowski from A Soul's Journey with Andrea. And we usually get on and we have a chat, and of course you're all welcome to join in on the chat. Just about what it's like to live with intuition and the things, we experience and have to go through and all that kind of stuff. Just so we can, begin that conversation with people so that maybe they can think about what they're going through a little differently and make that shift into, maybe there is some kind of help. Oh, look, all these other people experience this too. That kind of stuff. But today we'll have just a casual chat about Yule. There isn't like too much morning stuff. I know this Saturday I'm having the coven over and we're making witch bells together and having a little feast and doing all sorts of things. But everybody we know is kind of like, except for maybe like one person. Everyone's like, holidays. And it's like, I get it. I get it.
It's crazy time, we're on this crunch deadline, it seems, to get everything ready and still somehow be merry and festive while we're kind of stressed out. Well, everybody has their own worries. Sometimes it's money and where do we get presents from and everything. And sometimes you're working so hard that you don't have time to go shopping. And then you're ordering everything online at the last minute. And it just seems like it's like this crunch time. From Thanksgiving on, it just feels like you're in that mode. And you don't really get to enjoy what the season's all about. Because her husband and I were out today, and we were talking about the people in the parking lots and stuff, and how it's like this is supposed to be a festive, merry time when you're supposed to concentrate on things you love, and and you appreciate things and all. But people are just so I think they're in their heads a lot because they're counting everything they have to do and where the money comes from and how they satisfy everybody else, because I think that's what it turns out to be. And then you don't self-love at all because you're so worried about what you're making for dinner and when you're going to have a chance to wrap those presents, and it's just like chaos. And if you're an empath, it gets even worse because you feel all that in everybody. And it's just, and you have to just take a step back and say, okay, everybody's feeling everything that you are too. And we have to give each other some grace during these times.
Some grace, yeah. And maybe you have to be the person to put your foot forward or your hand forward to say well, okay, let's do this in a different way.
Right.
Maybe let's just take the night off and it is what it is. But then there's that need in empathic people to want to fix.
Right.
And and it feels more lonely.
Yeah.
When people are off in their own heads like that. And it creates a lot of weird feedback. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Some weird feedback
Yeah.
with our more intuitive senses, because I consider empathy part of intuition here. Because we're not getting the feedback from somebody else, then we were kind of like, we could easily then feed into that idea that, like, what did I do wrong? Why can't everybody be happy like
I'm
me?
known for that, yes. Yes.
What's wrong with everybody else?
Then you kind of start getting that defensive feeling, and it's like, but everybody's going through the same thing, and you just have to sometimes stand back.
Yeah.
And just take that deep breath and recenter and say, it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. They just got all that stuff in their heads too, just like you do about everything, and it gets overwhelming sometimes.
And that's like, maybe you just put on some calming music,
Right?
And not Christmas music.
Yeah,
just calming music.
Yeah.
Light some candles. Have something good to eat instead.
They start the Christmas songs on the radio before Thanksgiving now, so you're sucked into that. Like the retail, they suck you in even earlier than they used to, and so you don't really get that peace anywhere. You can't even turn the radio on without hearing it. Like, I was just flipping through the stations in the car, because I'm like, as much as I like my own soundtrack, I like to only hear one version of that song a day, and not 20 million times, the same songs over and over again. Yeah. So I have my own soundtrack for holiday music, so that helps me chill with that. But I'm like, look, flipping through all these stations, trying to find something that just isn't Christmas.
Triggery.
Right, because it's just like they overdo it.
I don't care about your silver bells.
And I've seen Elf like 5 times this year already. No more Elf. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, they way overdo it, and that's like all that stimulus just.
Oh yeah. No, we're both kind of ready to just, like, not talk to anybody else for the rest of the night. Yeah. I mean, we have to. Yeah. I'm sure we'll clear that out. But yeah, no, we are both, like, very much feeling the. Is it over yet?
No, I don't want people today, and I'm like, the nope thing is just like perfect, because I just like nope. And there are some nice things. I mean, we were in Home Depot today, and I actually enjoyed walking around, looking at things, saying, oh, I would love that in my house, kind of thing, because it wasn't all as busy as some of the other stores. And so you're the only one in the aisle, and you can kind of just wander around and have your
yeah, you don't have to worry about
music on, and the Christmas section sold out. They only have like the misfits left. That's what I called them. I'm like, oh, these poor decorations are never sold, and they're like 75% off, and nobody wants them. And I'm like, oh, I feel bad for you, because that's all that's left. And totes, because you need your totes for later, because you bought so much shit that you have to put them in the totes. But I'm like, so that was a safe place for me today. And that's like, oh God, Home Depot is a safe place.
I don't want more stuff. I'm so happy he didn't come back with more Christmas stuff today, my husband. Because he had a little bit of money in his pocket. Like,
see, my birthday's 6 days before Christmas, so I tend to lose myself in that kind of thing, because my mom always, it's always put my birthday separate from Christmas, so it's like my reprieve. But now that was yesterday, so I still have a little bit of celebrating to do yet this week. But I'm like, oh God, Christmas yet? Like, oh, that's right.
So she gets to go spend it on a farm, though. So
yeah, I'm house sitting that whole week from the 24th through the 1st. I'm in 3 different houses, so I feel like just the animals, nature, and me, and they'll have decorations and stuff up, so I'll feel at home yet. No big dinners this year or anything. And I'm like,
I'm jealous.
The empath in me really will appreciate this, even though, I don't really feel that lonely, though. Because I choose this kind of lifestyle, and I've done all the things for my birthday, seen all the people, exchanged all the gifts. We're having a Yule party, which I think is better, kind of thing anyway. And I get it all. It's not like I missed out on anything. will have my peace. I'll do my own rituals, and
It is completely okay and more than okay. And we've been kind of encouraging people to do it, like maybe this year or next year. But not even a retreat. It's just to make the time what you need it to be.
Yeah.
Instead of having to follow some kind of formula.
What you really need.
Very high set of expectations about what Christmas needs to be and mean and feel like for everybody.
Right. Because you forget yourself in it all. You just do. It's like it's about everybody else and how, the expectations they hold on you and what it has to be. Like you cannot vary from this. It's tradition kind of thing. And so it's just nice to be able to do it your way sometimes, and just
not even just like your way is so much as what you need for that year. Yeah, because if you could just like shift and take that little bit of pressure off to say like, all right, well this year just feels like it needs to be about family games. Screw all the other obligations. And say like, all right, well, maybe Christmas Day after we have something good to eat, all we're going to do is stay home and have hot cocoa and sit in our pajamas and play games together. Yeah. Like, not even like,
and really connect.
Not even like Monopoly.
Right. And really connect with people because you're in and out all the time and you don't really sometimes stop to say, how are you? Yeah. Really, really, how are you? What you've really been up to, and really know the people that you love, because I think we forget to do that sometimes because it's such a hustle and bustle kind of life, and the holidays make it even worse, but with that busyness. And sometimes it's just to come back in and, it's all, the season's really about that love. And, and the more love you share, the more love you give yourself, the whole energy changes. Yeah. And you want to come into the new year like that. You want to start out fresh like that, really feeling it, Or
attempting to at the least.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if I don't find myself, like, really, like, open-heartedly connecting with the state I would like to be in, I at least can write or ask guides or just be in that state of saying, you know what, I would like to. I would like to. Not even like help me find a way, just in that desire to feel a little bit more like that. Right. And that usually causes a shift within like a day or two. Things just like, whoop. And things are very volatile in the stars right now, so you will find that things will shift from day to day to day. So do not believe any rash, crazy thoughts you might have during this time. Just don't. But everything that we've been saying, especially what Andrea just said, is actually like that is the astrology for next week. Like the connecting with others. And that's what's going to carry us into 2024 as well. Maybe not so much in the first half, but most definitely in the second half of 2024. It's going to be about really figuring out how to reconnect. And be diplomatic, but I think the word I want to use, and I'm not using this in a political way, is inclusive. How are we going to be inclusive of the people we actually want in our lives to have them in our lives? Like, what does that actually mean for you and for them and, the relationship rules you're living by, even if they're just friends? Right.
Yeah. So. And I really think that the whole Yule thing comes into play because I think that's a wonderful way. Like I'm doing a little Yule class, I guess you can. I don't know if you can call it a class, but
an
event. Yes, in our Queen of the Inner Realms paid group, and I'm going through all the days, and I'm like, you don't have to do all these activities that day. It's just these are ideas and stuff, and it's like making that hot toddy.
Yeah.
And that's a good one. That's what I said at first. But we already made cookies
year.
together. Her daughter, her friends, and everybody. We all were making cookies the other night.
We're making more cookies tonight.
I know. And I made some with my mom in New York, like at the beginning of the month. And so that's a big activity. And it's like I've been doing for years things like the popcorn, threading the popcorn and putting on the trees outside, and giving back to nature those offerings. Even the cookies.
Nice,
I'll put a cookie on my altar, even for the Holly King, And,
I end up leaving a couple different offerings around Christmas. So for me, it's not so much the Holly King. Okay, there's Santa, there's ancestors.
Right,
Santa,
I do ancestors too.
and then there's all the tomta.
Right,
Because the tomta are like, they're kind of like house elves, but they don't necessarily live in your house.
Hey, Kim! Good to see you, Kim. I saw Kim the other day. We had coffee together for my birthday, and I loved it.
Awesome.
Yay!
Well, I'm glad you're here then.
Yes.
But they're not, and the tomta stuff isn't even from like my family. We didn't have things like that. That's from my husband's family, because they are so still connected to their Scandinavian roots. So it's like, that's cool, and we have Yule goat and all that.
I'm more of like the Yule log kind of gal. I make my own. Like when I go to the farm, I'll find some stuff like the wood from outside and some tree branches and stuff, and I have a candle so I can put in the middle, and I'll make one like I do every year. Little things like that to dress up the altar, to worship nature, to be thankful for all we have, and just be. Sometimes it's just to be. In that, that appreciation and that thankfulness really goes a long way into how good things come back around to you, how it can change your vibes completely, just because you know what you're thankful for and what you have presently, not what you're wishing for or anything, kind of like what you really have now.
Well,
and being appreciative for what you already have.
The intention I tend to start with for really anything, because I find it's just a good base to start with. It's just like, I'm like, thank you that I'm here.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, like, thank you that I'm here, and thank you for all the things that could change.
Right. And we've learned that a lot this year, to be thankful for what we already have in each moment. We live in the moment more than we ever have around here, believe me. And I think, it's a good thing. Sometimes you need an eye-opener like that puts things into perspective and just changes you all enough that you're back on that same frequency and you kind of understand each other better again and, come back together, Because...
Well, yeah. And I've been watching the Schumann resonances this past week, because as we're coming into Yule, like historically we've had some big hits, like some big spikes in solar activity and the Schumann levels and all that kind of stuff. The last day or two, it's just like this baseline resonance. It's not a big spike, but it's like this continuous, like, kind of energy, and like, I think I found it so grating and so exhausting in a way, because I feel like it's like, like shaking things up on a very quantum kind of level inside. So it's like, all right, we're shaking things up already.
My concentration's been off, and I've been like, can I take a nap now? Yeah. Like, kind of feeling like, it's totally.
I mean, I'm tired now, and I slept. I slept until 1 o'clock today. Because I feel like I'm always just catching up with myself during this kind of energy, and it's never quite complete. But I do think it's going to start shifting once we hit Friday. When the moon moves into Sag. No, I'm sorry, not Sag. Not Sag. Capricorn.
No, Capricorn.
Yeah, it's going to move into Capricorn. We have a moon trine Mercury. We have a couple really nice conjunctions. So today, like, we had a square with Mercury. So yeah, like, getting anything done today was like a wing and a prayer, and maybe, and maybe we could even talk about it, or maybe we're just going to stare at the wall for a while.
And like frustrating things of trying to get on websites and like passwords and junk like that.
Yes, there actually has been some Facebook and some Zoom issues, and yeah. But I'm not even, like, upset about any of that. Like, all that is just like, alright, whatever. I'm alright, whatever, and a lot right now, because there's just so much. But this is what 2024 is kind of going to be like. And, like, teaser here. I am doing a 2-day talk. Granted, the marketing here says it's about dream casting and whatnot when you look at the event page, just for the live talk. But we're going to go a little bit deeper into, like, just teasing what 2024 is going to feel and be like. But I don't even remember where I was going with that now. I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm stuffy and I have to make cookies still. Just that volatility. And I what I'm saying here is that, like, while we have a number 8 year, and number 8 is about manifestation and about materialization, like bringing things from one plane to the other, it's a year that you're going to have to be careful what you wish for. Not because you're bad, not because the universe is out to stop you from being greedy or anything like that. Right. You are
it's already kind of started, so
you are going to have to be so in your alignment and integrity to make what you want happen. And it can, because that's the year, but yeah.
Oh, my ears started ringing. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
So, just because of putting the workbook together for the Ignite bundle, the Cosmic Energies for 2024, just by doing that, I'm like, all right, well, there's no fighting it. My word of the year has to be integrity, because it's like, like there's no avoiding it. There's no way out of that conundrum. Right. Once we go through the up and the down and the up and the down for weeks on end, the up and the down, and then we hit September and we all want to cry and beat each other up. No, I'm being extreme. I'm being funny. And then it's eclipse season.
I know.
But it's always like that.
It
is.
Like,
take a breath. It's just that, the particular patterning, because of Aries and Libra, we're like, who are we and who we're going to be and who are we stepping into becoming, and me, and all this great stuff, and look at this and look at that, and then we have to, like, balance it out with the Libra and saying, like, why isn't anybody joining my stuff? Why won't anybody help me with the chores after I perhaps berated them? Not me. Could have been me, but it wasn't me, because I'm growing. I was a little like, people are touching my shit this week, but it's okay. Because I know that'll end,
Yeah.
If you haven't heard before, we have my oldest son has moved back in, and it's been 11, 12 days now, and we're still all kind of like readjusting and adjusting to his stuff, and he's rearranging things and wants to do this, and we're like, things are like this in this house for a reason. Let me explain to you the reasons that we have come up with for these past 4 years. And I'm not saying they're all good reasons.
But it is way it is. And
these are the factors we are dealing with. So if you can come up with solution, go ahead. I do not have to be the one to think of everything. I don't want to. I'm tired.
It's just been a crazy month because we're packing up Halloween stuff and getting Christmas stuff out, and then he's bringing all his stuff in. We're just like, it's like I don't even know where to sit anymore. Like
I know. We have to buy another chair. That's what we have to do. Like an actual chair, not hard to sit in chair.
But it'll all work out. It already is starting to. Like, we're finding our new way about things.
And
that's the way life is, though.
That's half the battle when you look at anything like cosmic navigation and all this energy stuff. It's that, like, it will change.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing you can count on is that it's going to change.
And change is good.
It can be, at least, yeah. Especially if you can, find your way from your center and your inner wisdom to understand what doors are then opening to you with that change. And it's, it's always shifting, and we're always at that point in that present moment if we're in our power to step through a new door. And it's really not like hokum. It's not like or wishful thinking. That's the way kind of like the quantum world works. Mm-hmm. Each moment, each entanglement, it brings you something else. So it's just a matter of saying, well, maybe.
Right.
I know, I'm not here to make you all true believers. Just to begin to, knock on that door within you.
Yeah,
and say,
and I mean,
maybe.
I've learned since this whole divorce process started that when you fight it, change is coming no matter what. And if you're fighting it and you're being stubborn about it and you're not really looking into it the way you should be, and at least, trying to flow with it a bit, it's much worse. And that's how I feel about Mercury retrograde these days and everything. I let go of all my expectations of the way I think it should go, and I flow with it instead, knowing that the universe has my back.
She says that. And I'm not saying she's misstating herself, but she does forget to say that both of us also have a very keen focus on what also needs to happen.
Yeah.
And asking to understand
how
in this moment it needs to happen.
Yeah.
See, she's the woo, let's go, and I'm like the how, the intense fire.
And I've gotten better at that over the years. And it's like I really feel like your awareness is everything. When you
resist persists.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When you're open to that awareness and you understand that you can ask for help, you don't have to do anything alone. And not only, I have problems asking for help from the humans, but it's like even you forget to ask your God, your source, whoever you talk to, you forget to ask for help. And that they do have, like the universe has your back as long as you're communicating.
Yeah.
And that you both understand each other, because, well, it is you. But it's just, you forget, you get so into that.
Your head.
Your drama, the drama of life. And you get, the stress and everything, and overwhelm sets in, and you forget. That's why I journal so much. I have such, I'm such a ritualistic kind of person, because I've learned over the years is that I don't forget who I am as much, and I don't have to backtrack and learn as much again, because I'm constantly working with it.
Right. or when I observe that there is a problem or a challenge coming up in the week, in the plans,
right.
And, even just getting to a doctor's appointment kind of thing, I'm able to then be like, oh, But I got that because
Right.
I can
The
do
problem solving is
this.
easier.
This is the way I usually handle these things, and that absolutely
Right.
works. All right,
And
let's go.
I remind myself.
I am in agreement with that.
I remind myself that I've been through something similar before, and I'm still alive. I am not homeless. I am not broke. I am not this. I am not that. And I was like, you made it. You did it. You're strong enough to do this again. And you have this. You got it, you know? And sometimes you need to give yourself that pep talk. Because
to
it's
remind
like,
yourself
right.
who you are.
Because, I mean, you have been through shit time and time again, and we've all survived things that are really, you know, hard and bad. Like, not bad, but, you know, like hard. The hard stuff.
Yeah.
And we're still here. We're stronger for it.
Divorce, foreclosure, house fires, cancer,
and
a child with a mental health journey. Like, I'm here. I am here.
Yes. And she's the rock for so many people around her because she has that strength. And she reminds me that I have my strength. And I hopefully remind her she has hers.
Yeah,
and we kind of like, you know.
It started with my mother, who, you know, she had lupus for 30 years before she went into remission. And she had a leg amputated and almost every complication you can think of, like around the erythematosus side of lupus. Like, her medical records would be wheeled around behind her going to, you know, the specialist. Yeah. But she went everywhere, and she drove, and she still went on cruises, and she helped people and volunteered and carried their church through different board positions, and she was just everywhere, helping everybody. So, you know, that's where I come from. So it's just like, you don't give up, you just keep going.
Yeah. You don't let those things get you down. I mean,
you find a way.
Right, you always find a way.
Right. So.
And you can do it too.
Yes, you can. You can.
You need to hear that.
Yes. And I'll tune in next week, and you'll still be here, and we'll still be here, and we'll laugh about this. No, I don't know, because I don't know what you're particularly facing. But yeah. But we do wish you a very merry Yule and a lot of inner peace around this time, and really make time for yourself to just be with the people you love.
And remember, you can say nope.
You can say nope. Yep, I don't have nope.
This is where we're at, so it's okay. We're good.
All right.
Oh my God.
I hope we made you laugh. I hope we lifted some of that burden. Now go and start planning for some nice, fun stuff, calm stuff for Yule and this weekend.
Yeah.
Love you all.